Are you struggling for evening meal ideas as part of your calorie deficit and weight loss plan? Well, here's my top 5, and there's not a blinking salad in sight, no steamed chicken and no steamed broccoli. So stay tuned and see what you could have won. So why am I doing a top 5 evening meals? Well, it could have something to do with, for the last 2 weeks I've done a top 10 breakfasts and a top 5 lunches. And evening meal was where my diet all started. I started off by, I'm a terrible cook. Well, I've got a bit better over the last year, but it's not something that comes naturally to me. So I live on my own during the week, and I've always struggled to eat healthy, so I started doing the old HelloFresh, which was big box, comes full of ingredients you cook. And I realised that the calories they were quoting were considerably less than what I was eating, and I was actually enjoying it. And it got me into learning how to cook. So when the diet started, it was only natural that I carried on posting pictures of what I'd cooked on Facebook. And before long I was putting the calories next to it and I went into the diet mode. Or that was the first time. This is actually the second time, and I've stuck with it for, well, funnily enough, 61 weeks. So let's crack on with 5 meals that I've thoroughly enjoyed that are both calorie conscious and, where possible, I've figured out the protein as well. First up is a favourite of mine for posting on Insta. It's Japanese seared steak with kinoko gohan, which basically means steamed mushroom rice. I make this one a lot because I just like how it looks, and it kicks in about 750 calories with, depending on how much steak you use, getting on for 45 grams of protein. It's a no-brainer, and it's on the plate in about 15 minutes. And what I like about the rice is, as you can see, I like putting it in a Ponzi mould, is that you reduce the amount of rice and pad it out with mushrooms, which gives it that rich flavour. A bit of miso in there gives it a nice umami taste. And it's something even a numbskull like me can make, and it really is tasty. Out of these 5 recipes, if you want to pick one in the comments that you'd like to see me cook in a future episode, let me know. Or if you've got something else you'd like to see me have a go at, comment away. So in at number 2 is another one that I chucked together from a kit. It's called miso cod with rice. I've changed the rice up a bit and made it like my kinoko gohan from the steak. And this was unbelievable. It kicked in at 555 calories and a whopping 67 grams of protein because I reduced the rice a bit and chucked some more fish in. I was so pleased with this one at the time, I even put it up on TikTok. I might run the video now. And it's just easy, you know. And let's not forget, these are the things that I like. It's not necessarily what you like. I'll flash up the screenshot from MyFitnessPal, and all I do is work out how many calories I want to eat and make it fit. And number 3 is a bit cheeky. You might think that, who's he showing us what he cooks and then he's showing us a meal out? But let's face it, most of us do pop out every now and again, and being on a diet shouldn't stop that happening. Wetherspoons do a cheeky mixed grill with a jacket potato at 1237 calories, which kicks in at a massive 79 grams of protein. Yeah, 1200's more than you normally have for your evening meal, but you'd still be on track to stay on, well, based on my diet, if I had 300 for breakfast, 300 for lunch, 1200 for tea, I'm still on 1800, which is exactly where I need to be according to MyFitnessPal to maintain a calorie deficit. Not going to do it every night. You probably wouldn't lose weight if you did it every night, but what the hell? Wetherspoons with a jacket, can't fault it. If you wanted chips, it's only an extra 200, but we all know how many chips Wetherspoons give you. Well, the 4th choice for my Instagram list will have you thinking I only ever live on rice. It's crispy chili beef with pilau rice and some stir-fried vegetables. Now, I love doing these stir-fried vegetables. It's so easy. You just stir-fry them, obviously, and just before they're ready, I put a bit of ketchup mayonnaise sauce on, which is like a thick soy sauce, and drop a tiny bit of water in to glaze them and pull them straight out, and they're just so, yeah, they've got that nice oriental taste to them. Now, this bad boy kicks in at 595 calories and a whopping 28 grams of protein. You can't go wrong. And for my 5th choice, I'm going to go for one of my favourite meats. I love venison, but it's a little deer. That's funny. No, it's not, but it's worth a try. Now, this whole meal kicks in at 372 calories, but it also kicks in at 29 grams of protein. I love my venison rare, and I do my new potatoes by parboiling them and then chucking them in the air fryer. The other thing I like to do is hasselbacks, or even smashed gunpowder potatoes, where you season them and then just before they finish boiling you squash them with a glass, and then you put them in the air fryer to crisp up, and there's all those nice little wispy bits. So there we have it, 5 evening meals that are all on plan, and I think you'll agree, for a terrible cook like me, they're not bad looking. And that's part of the reason I do this, is if I make an effort with my evening meal, I enjoy it. I enjoy the process, I enjoy the food, you know, nothing like a bit of nearly rare venison, and what keeps me accountable is posting it on social media, but that's just me being a bit sad. But the point is, you can make your evening meal as interesting or as plain as you want to be. For example, tonight I had one of those Aldi slimming high protein meals, padded out with a few chips. It was a meatball bolognese type thing. It was lovely. The meal came in under 600 and it did the job. I was late finishing work. It took less time for the pasta bowl than the chips, even with an air fryer, but it was on the plate in 15 minutes. So the last 3 weeks have been all about different types of meals. We had breakfast 2 weeks ago, we had lunch last week, and we've got evening meal this week. If anybody's got any suggestions for something else they'd like me to make a vlog about, or if you'd like to see me cook something, you want to pick one of the 5 I've done, and I'll do it step by step. But it's not rocket science; you can do it yourself. So thanks for watching. My subscribers are definitely going up. Love to hear from you, and I'm happy with that.